You gotta dig a little deeper. Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm digging deep with Moloid Master, who makes minion tokens on landfall which mill whenever they attack. And you can also play your lands from the graveyard, meaning that this is a great deck to play with mono green landfall. Tons of fetch lands and sacrificing lands really help you always have lands to play. And if you have a way to play multiple lands per turn using cards like Azusa or Exploration, you can keep spitting out 1/1 tokens that you can use to attack or block, holding your life total steady while you set up for big finishers like Craterhoof Behemoth. In this deck, we're also running some of Landfall's best, whether we're using lands to generate additional mana off Lotus Cobra, or maybe we're just making a giant single creature like Mossborn Hydra. There are so many different landfall payoffs these days that there is a certain abundance to having all of them. And since you can clone on landfall, you can just keep on going. In this deck, we've got all sorts of answers because we're running lots of tutors in green. These green creature finders mean that we can find everything from a fight from Kogla to a little bit of artifact and enchantment hate at just 1 mana, even preventing counter spells using cards like Allosaurus Shepherd. I think that this deck is versatile, powerful, and of course, you can play it in ranked. The only change you need to make is adding Strip Mine, because Moleman recurring a Strip Mine means that your opponent will have no ground to stand on. So let's take Moleman into the queue and see what we can dig up from our opponent's deck. Anenina Natural Parallelist generates X-cost creatures on any cast of an X-cost spell. I have a turn 1 fetch, which is fun because it gives me something to fetch with later. I don't have anything else here. I'm still going to keep this, hoping I can get a nice big Mossborn Hydra into a Great Henge and have Moloid recurring the Fabled Passage a couple times to get me the win. We also have some good landfall making tokens off a Sapling Nursery. Nice. Yeah, they had some turn 1 ramp on their side of the battlefield. Not bad for them. Not bad at all. Here comes Anenina. Anenina also taps for 2 mana, which is really, really strong. I will play the... Let's see, how deep can I go on Hydra next turn? Not deep enough. I will play the Dryad and Wooded Foothills, setting myself up with a way to play additional lands each turn. Very good when you can infinitely reuse lands from the graveyard. Badgermole Cub, so these tap for more than their regulars. Alright, so that gives them 2, 4, 7 mana to cast an X-cost spell. Yikes. Okay, yep, that's gonna be good. So X means they're going to get a random creature from my deck and it will be a 6/6. Let's see what they find. It's... Okay, well that's from the random generation here. They can flicker Badgermole Cub for more mana. From Better Offer, how's about you find Llanowar Elf? 6/6 Llanowar Elf. Oh no, that's a 6/6 bristly build. That's a lot scarier. Mole Man, give me that Fabled Passage. I will sacrifice these. To get a little bit more, play it again. And I may as well loop this one more time. Play that Sapling Nursery. And now I have the ability to throw down a Reachy creature. A 3/4 Reachy creature. Anenina generates so much value. I kind of feel like she shouldn't tap for 2, but at least she only taps for things that have X in their cost, so she's kind of limited by the cards that are available in this archetype. They've made the Wistweaver Angel grow. And they have so much mana. Especially with the extra Earthbend they got by blinking this. You gonna kill my Dryad? They are! Okay. I understand. He does deserve to die. All right, I'll grab another forest, make another mole. And make a tree. Their randomly generated creature was turtle seals. Well, at least that's not scary. This, with the extra fight, pretty scary. This, I mean, it's scary cute. Does scary cute count for anything? Oh god, they have more. Yeah, this is not limited to once a turn. They are tapping for 4. And a Hydroid Crisis. Let's see what little critter they get. Chainer! Not bad. Chainer gives himself haste because he was not cast from hand. He was spontaneously generated by a wizard. Happens to the best of us. If Whisperweaver Angel swings in, and I think she will, I'll just chump block with a 3/4 tree. Oh, Bill, you want to come in too? Hold up. Okay, I'll just chump block that. Mossborn Hydra. What if I had 2 Mossborn Hydras? Yes. I like this idea. I might not be able to play additional lands this turn, but I don't think I need to. I got this, that, and the other thing. I got moles. I got oids. Just in case that one dies, now I have a backup. Not bad. 2 Mossborn Hydras. Next turn, one of these will get into Chunky Zone. I could also Archdruid's Charm and get Azusa so I can play like 3 lands in a turn, which would be 6 landfalls, which would be very lethal Hydras if I can get to that point. Then again, though, I need to defend myself against all of the things they're doing. So, Anenina, with the spells in your hand, what can you conjure? It's random, but the spells themselves are also pretty good. Oh, that's a lot of mana. Oh, that's a lot of mana. Okay, wait, she's changing her mind. They're changing how they're tapping. What if they need double blue for something? Like if they're gonna steal some of my creatures? And maybe make a copy of them. Oh yeah, I see you looking at my Mossborn Hydra. This could be Snowborn Simulacra or Doppelgang. Disgusting. So they could only do X equals 2? No, they could have done X equals 3. So I'm trying to figure out why they were holding back. Yeah, they have 4 more mana here. Actually, more than 4. Now that they have a Badgermole Cub. And by copying the Whisperweaver Angel, they can blink and blink and blonk. But by copying the Badgermole Cub, they end up with a ton on these. Who you blinking? Blink the Badgermoles. Blink Anenina. She will get haste because of Chainer. Yeah, the Chainer giving haste to the blinked things is pretty sweet. So if they tap this, it will tap for 4 mana because they have 3 Badgermoles. So that means this is 5 mana, 7... Okay, yeah, you have plenty of mana is what you got. All right, let's get this engine kicked off. Do I want to copy this here? Decline. I will go for playing the 2 mana Henge. See if this gets countered. If it does, it's not the end of the world. Oh, also, they did not get a very interesting thing when they conjured there. Okay, so that's just the Syncopate, X equals 8. Guess what? I can't pay 8. I also don't need this Henge to do what I'm doing. And they got... Oh, Breaker of Creation! Nice. Got Annihilator. What if they'll have another counter spell? Declining again. Archdruid's Charm. To search for a creature. Starts with A, ends with Zuza. Just a single Zuza. Just a single one. Where are you? Where are you? There we go. She's lost, but seeking. Seeking the ability to help me play additional lands. Alright, Fabled Passage coming back in. Yeah, you have so much blocking power. We're gonna need to make this a real big Hydra. It is so slow, by the way, doing this one at a time with Azusa. Nice. They do not have another piece of interaction, so that's gonna be game. Had they saved their counter spell for something that wasn't just a henge, I might have been able to stop me. Katara, Waterbending Master. A master of being an absolute pain to play against because the deck is chock full of counter spells. I have Eternal in Exploration, but it's going to make more sense with only 2 lands in hand to lead with Llanowar Elves. If I had another green source, I would have played both. I just didn't. An Enduring Vitality to start. Something well protected and good at swinging into Katara, who gets her experience by casting things on my turn. And oh boy, does she love doing it. Enduring Vitality, swinging in. Yeah, I don't even have a fetch yet. Tireless Provisioner. Remand it, put it back in my hand. Alright, I'm gonna land the Exploration here. Or try to. Something is holding priority at no mana. You, feeling forceful? Not playing Katara. It's a lot harder to play Katara, early, since they banned some of the free counter spells. Ooh, Stupid Guru, they give it a 5-month resub. Yeah, they cannot hide her behind all of the free counter spells, and I think that's so real. Swing in with the Enduring Vitality. A Traveling Chocobo. Not a land on top of my deck. Just a sweet little birdie. Yeah, you don't want to set yourself back on days. But yeah, I think that like Force of Will being taken out of the format was very good. So Traveling Chocobo, having its abilities removed, still can tap for mana. Oh no, it can't because of the order that these were applied. That's just fine. I will go to combat. I will swing with the Enduring Vitality. Hobbits. Mossborns. One of these turns, I'm gonna find another land, and then you're in for it. She's like, oh no, I'm so scared. Yeah, girl, you better be. Tap for green. Tap. Tap. Lumra. They could have a Stifle. They could have a Tail's End. Ah, they could have a Venser. She now has 1 experience. It is legally not a counterspell. I couldn't play Bill. No, the reason I did not play Bill is because remember this does not tap for mana. No, I could not have done Bill after. If you're wondering why not play this first, is because I don't even know if this is going to go through. Alright, what do we mill? Did mill land? Yeah, I should have played this one first. I was trying to figure out what this person was talking about. No, the reason I couldn't play Bristly Bill is because of the order that this was put onto Traveling Chocobo. Let me try to swing in for 8. My Mossborn might be bounced. Nice, take them down to 8. And I have multiple threats on the board, which is very good against something like Katara. They usually do have some spells like Cyclonic Rift. River's Rebuke is not as common. Aetheride is a bit more. Oh, well, look at that. They actually are running River's Rebuke. Got the Crop Rat. I'm going to try to lead with Traveling Chocobo because I did not get a land. There is a land. Do we want to see if it's days? Let's see if it's days. They don't have a days, or if they do, they dropped it. Oh, they might have had that Commandeer holding up. Commandeer holding up before. Alright, each of you gets a +1/+1 counter. I would like to crop rotation. I'll drop this Gemstone Caverns. Shuffle up what's on top of my deck. And I'm going to grab a fetch for it. Go Fabled. That's going to be moving away, though. Privateer's Overlook. Gives me the choice between, do I want another creature or do I want to do exploration and more landfall? More landfalls! It's fun. Big Bird, Big Bill. And Mole Man is still like, you haven't played me. No. I'm busy. Okay? I'm doing my own thing here, alright? Cryptic Command? No, they're digging. And thanks to their bouncing everything into my hand is actually full. What's the vibe? Okay, not actually playing from my graveyard because I do not need those landfalls. And I think this is funnier. Ooh, Shifting Woodlands real nice. Don't mind me. Putting cards into hand. Gonna go to combat next. I have so many cards. You bouncing the Chocobo? Blinking the Venser? Cloning Venser? And using, I assume, the clone to bounce the Chocobo. Alright, post-combat. Mossborn Hydra. One of these. Minor misstep? You're not gonna save it for the Hobbit? Okie dokie. Yeah, some parts of Landfall go tall, some parts of Landfall go wide. Katara swings in, draws 4, discards 1, and gets blocked by... One moment. An assortment of moles. Or men! We don't know. For sure. Not Hans Mole Man. Man getting hit by football. Yeah, Mole Man and minions. My Moloids! Kill this Katara! Please kill this Katara. Because I just want her dead. Bing, 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 bing. Alright, they killed one Moloid. Katara is dead. Long may she suffer. They do have Cyclonic Rift mana up. Oh, snap. Or, what else do you want to do? You already exiled your River's Rebuke. Yeah, you thought. You're the one who took it out of your dang graveyard. Amalia, a black-white life gain commander that eventually explodes if she explores deep enough. I'll start with a teeny tiny chocobo. Just look at how ding-dang cute this thing is. It's amazing. Gosh, I love this tiny bird. Yeah, as far as like a turn 1 landfall card goes, it can get out of hand quickly if there isn't removal. Curse of Silence means I'm probably not going to be playing my holy moly. Unless, of course, I were to draw a Haywire Mite. I might hit that Mox Amber, though. If they cast Amalia this turn, I'm going to go for the Mox Amber. They did not. They played a sort of a Soul Sister. Impassioned Orator. Oh, Traveling Chocobo to go with my Chocobos. I don't have a land in the graveyard, so I could play 6 to get lands in the graveyard, or I could just play Nissa to set up for some good landfall. Especially a Traveling Chocobo, if I don't draw a land, looking at the top of my deck to find a land. Here's Amalia. They will gain a life and explore, and the top card was a land, so to get it in hand. Johnny's Pridemate, whenever they gain a life, they'll now explore and get a +1/+1 counter on this kitty cat. Oh, Party Hawk! Ooh, a fetch land. I will play the Traveling Chocobo first. I could play off the top, but I want the extra triggers from Nissa. This will get a lot. Big bird. Peep. Peep. Tweet. Tweet. Gosh, that's beautiful. There's another land on top. I could go 6 Llanowar Elves since I wouldn't be doing anything off Mole Man here. I'm gonna offer them a trade Nissa for one of the 3/3s. Because I have 6, I'd be able to just discard the land, replay it from the graveyard, and use Mole Man to replay the land. Party Hawk enters play, they gain a life, they get their triggers, a counter for you, and a land for you! And Yawgmoth can now sacrifice these creatures, drawing cards, and, I don't know, murdering... I think you could kill the Traveler's Chocobo, you sacrifice Party Hawk and Orator. They have not done so. Okay, Mole Man. Yeah, I could go for Kogla, but I want the turbo triggers here. Gets me extra moles, extra mans. Gets me my Felamental, or Elf. It's Aftermath Analyst. We could even see it on top of the deck. Ooh, we still have enough mana for Kogla. Or because I know there's a land on top, I could Aftermath, trigger... Yes, okay. So I'm gonna go for Aftermath Analyst because I know there's a land on top of my deck. And let's see if I can mill 2. You want to go for that Thrill to Kill? The Mole of the Man? Is Yawgmoth a mistake? Yes, this Yawgmoth is not as scary here in Brawl, but it is a very scary card. If I had 1 extra mana, I would have discarded this first, gone for a Retrace. There's still some silly stuff we could do with, like, Sylvan on this, discarding my lands, getting all the double landfalls. Okay. That gives me enough mana that I could Aftermath Analyst again. Or just Lumra. I'll just go for Lumra here. Discarding the land, because we will get it immediately back. Landfall. It's silly. Yeah, there's a modern deck that uses Yawgmoth to... I think great effect is probably the best way to describe it. It is utilizing Yawgmoth for some combos with Persist, I think. My cousin used to play a lot of it. Alright, so I got a lot of mill there. No more lands in hand. But I will have enough mana to play Kogla. Oh my god, I have 20 Moloids. Yeah, this is why I was surprised they didn't kill Traveling Chocobo. Yeah, Young Wolf. I know you like Chord of Calling into it and it works really well. Yeah, Kogla, kill Yawgmoth. If I wanted to, I could even, I don't know, put Mole Man back into my hand and then play it again. That doesn't do anything, I'm just saying I could do it. And we'll win. Quandrix, the Proof. Going to Cascade on cast, and of course, whenever they cast other instants and sorceries from their hand. This hand is missing a 3rd land, but I've got a fetch, I've got a cat. I think this is fine. Got myself a way to make my Mole Men grow. That's a very good turn 1 card. Hydroponics Architect, kind of a crazy card. If I could run it in this deck, I absolutely would. Hopefully this doesn't get tails ended or stifled. There usually aren't too many pieces of counter magic in a Quandrix deck. Only if they're modal spells. Architect swings in. Again, transforming a card in their deck to draw. Now all I need is 1 Mole land, and we are off to the races with Mole Man. Oh look, they found themselves a Hinterland Harbor. Take this out of their graveyard. Because this cascades, and that's based on mana value, oof, they're going to be playing a bunch of delve spells. Treasure Cruise, because of course. Oh, Beans. Beans is good. Not an instant or sorcery, just a good card. And a crab? Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, there's hard evidence that my opponent has crabs. Ha ha ha! A third land! Wonderful. I'll play Mole Man. He has resolved. I think this deck can catch up pretty good. Especially if I got like that Azusa next turn. Azusa lets me play this land 3 times. I think I actually start with Nissa, though. Yeah, Nissa into the landfall, into Azusa would also get me to Oracle so I can play it again. Yeah, guys, this is Simic game actions without the blue. Quandrix cascaded into nothing of too much strength, just a Elvish Mystic here. Alright, Nissa versus Provisioner, they're fairly similar here because I do plan on using the mana. That good green stuff. Could even Archdruid's Charm. Yeah, smack a Quandrix straight out of the air. Here's Azusa for more landfall, more fun. Good old landfall. Good old Moloids. Aren't they cute? Tireless Provisioner. Turn that mana into Mo mana. Treasure. Green. Landfall. Turning 1 land into 4 mana. And more damage off the Scythe Cat. Oracle of Moldiah lets me play an additional land. I like how I was able to do this missing the land drop. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, the deck is silly. I could Lumra, try to mill. I could actually Archdruid's Charm for an auto sack land if I want more triggers. I do not quite have enough to Archdruids for one of the bigger buffins. So yeah, I'm gonna go for the Archdruid's Charm, killing Quandrix. Yeah, just doing some mono green things. Yeah, they're checked out of this game. They were like, I'll come back when she's done. Sorry. Well, if it makes you feel any better, if we were playing this in the ranked queue, I'd probably be looping Strip Mine. That doesn't make anybody feel better. It makes everybody feel worse. Well, GG Quandrix. Do you like my kitty? Yeah, the next thing I'd be doing in this turn is Bridgeworks Battle, hitting the Elvish Mystic, swinging in with Mole Man and the Scythe Cat Cub. Meow wow. Yeah, he's a mean green mole machine. Yes, in ranked, Mole Man is seeing play because, sure, they banned Ren and 6, but they didn't ban Strip Mine. So obviously you're gonna use him to Strip Mine. Mole Man, punch that elf. And go get him! Is Llanowar Elves or Elvish Mystic better? Them's the same. Well, whatever they were looking for, they did not find it. Well, hey, bye. Gonna be some shrine time over here. I have to choose between Llanowar Elves or going for the library. In this matchup, I say we go for the turn 1 ramp into the turn 2 Mole Man. Maybe even turn 2 some of these guys. Oh, just kidding, I don't have a choice. Thoughtseize! What seas do you thought? What think do you seize? You know what I mean. They're gonna discard a card from my hand. My Llanowar Elf! No! And they're taking me below 7 cards! You monster. I'll play the Cabaret Courtyard. I could technically have played Library of Alexandria and used it to draw in my next upkeep, but that would set me down on my tempo, and I'm gonna say that's not what we're doing here. Ooh, we got ourselves a Rumble. How about a kitty cat? Meow. A Bramble Familiar? Sure. Bristly Billiam. The lands are fallen. Let's just go all in on Scythecat for this turn. I'll go for my landfall huge scales. These cards get out of hand. Awesome. Okay, awesome for me, not for them. Alright, 8-8 coming at your face. Wonderful. Surprised that they did not play Hey Bye this turn, and I'm wondering what they have. Well, I hope that you shock it in. Nope, Meticulous Archive. It only have 10 life left. He's a big cat. Hey Bye. Finding the Spirit Oasis draws them just a card. I wonder if they were planning on me, like, casting my commander. I don't know. Cabaret Courtyard. I don't need more on that. I just need to bring Scythecat up to lethal. So Scythecat, double yourself. Thrill of the kill of the bill. And then we swing in. Got an unsummon. Oh, you can blank it. But I think you'd actually need to have done that before blocks to prevent slightly more damage, even if this weren't already going the way it is. Yeah, bye. Hey, bye. Gut True Soul Zealot mono red that's going to sacrifice creatures to use their bones to slay you. I have kind of slow lands in this, but I don't think it's bad. I can definitely go for like turn 1 Riveteer's Overlook. Oh, they're saying hey, hi, and try to make a bristly build that's big enough to survive against Gut. Good luck though. It is dies to a shock until I can make it bigger. Aw, Squirt Spitter. It's just a little lizard guy. It can attack in, and then Gut can turn it into bones. Bristly Bill has been bitten. Dynamite Diver. When it dies, it deals 2 damage to any target. It's also a pilot, but I don't think that'll be relevant. Lotus Cobra probably next turn. This turn, just doing an Earthbender Ascension. I'm going to Earthbend the land, get another land. They swing with Gut. And who dies? Is it the lizard? It's the lizard. Not to be confused with any other the lizards you might be thinking of. And I wouldn't be using that off of... Okay, yeah, I can do this. All right. Lotus Cobra. Land Befallen. Load of mana. I'm trying to get some chump blockers. Because Dynamite Diver is able to deal 1 damage to any target, I'm really going to be relying on these little guys here. I could see sacrificing Lotus Cobra here just because I think it's kind of dead anyway to make more 1/1s. And also lets me make one of these bigger. Yeah, good old... Yeah, it's dead anyway. Arcane Signet could also be sacrificed to Gut. Hull Monitor makes some things unable to block. Okay, my Moloid cannot block. And they're dealing 1 damage to the other Moloid. They swung in with Gut, so I guess I'll trade with Gut. What's up, Disciple of Fraeoles? Since I'm not using the mana? I don't know why you're crying. Are you okay? I'm up to 7 mana. They're thinking. That's cool. I want to stay alive and then Craterhoof Behemoth. They're floating 2 to make it so the forest can't block. Do I go for the Hoofin? Or do I think that this might be a Evercleave? Or a Bolt to the face. Always possible. Just a generous plunderer. And Norin, Swift Survivalist. Alright, the more creatures I have in play, the more the hoof buffs for. So we go wide. And we say, thank goodness that they didn't have a lightning bolt. And we keep it simple. Sure, I'll mill. It's fun. Never didn't have it. Hello and good game. Or maybe a yeehaw? But, like, also... Let's end it. How much damage is this? I know it's lethal. That's all that matters. Oh, reliable. You're gonna win a lot of games off Craterhoof Behemoth in a Mole Man deck. And that is by design. Quintorius, History Chaser. I got some real good cards in hand, but not really doing anything until turn 4. Like, turn 3, I'll play Mole Man, and then I'll play this again from the graveyard, but I don't know if that's going to be enough against Quintorius, so I will mulligan. I have some turn 1 ramp into a turn 2 self-mill. This seems fine enough to me. Ooh, somebody in chat's asking if we've been able to pull off the Fantastic Four Infinite combo. I have not yet pulled it off. I'm considering making a Nick Fury standard Brawl deck where that's the only thing it's trying to do. It's just tough because I haven't been able to pull it off in Limited, and I haven't been able to pull it off in Constructed, and I want the Fantastic Four to be fantastic together. I'm just not there yet. But I'm hopeful. I'm going to crack open this Verdant Catacombs and play the Aftermath Analyst, putting hopefully more lands. Yes! Oh my god, I just milled 3 lands into the graveyard. That's great. Reason I wanted that is so I'd have even more stuff to do on the turn that Mole Man comes into play. And if I don't get Mole Man into play, well, then I have other things like Formidable Speaker, helping me find Craterhoof Behemoth eventually. All right, so they're telling the Aftermath Analyst to get lost, to get out of here. Behold, Mole Man! I would like to use the fetch because I think my life total is not as much of an issue right now. What's up? We got multiple ways to search things out here. And I want moles. I could... Okay, if I cord, it would be cording for X equals 2. If they go for removal, I'd be able to cord for X equals 1 and find things, but I'd rather save it for next turn. So I'm just going to use this map. Find another land. Cool. Flage. If I really want to protect Mole Man, I can. It will cost me a land, though. Since I also have Archdruids to search and Formidable Speaker to search, that's why I'm like, I don't really care that much. Alright, we are going through, and Castle Garenbrig gives me more creature mana. I guess I'm actually going like Formidable Speaker into something this turn. Or just playing Vorinclex. Like it's just really good. It's a big creature, it's hard for them to deal with. Oop. Yeah, swinging with these two. Yes, I would like to mill. I don't really need to mill, but it's fun. Bye, Bill. Oh, the gut that I had matched into was apparently based on my list. Nice. Yeah, gut's good. I've been telling people if they want to play mono red and ranked, that's the one that they should do. And I still think I'm right on that front. Just keep going wide while they wipe the board. This is too many lands in hand! Well, fine, I'll just put it in the graveyard, which is like my second hand for lands. Skyclave Apparition lets them exile Mole Man. I will let him go. Let him be free! I'll play... Do I feel like playing my commander again? Or am I past that point? Nah, I'll play him again. And I'll just keep on fetching. Keep going wide here. While we wait for this here elephant to forget. Yeah, I find that very often these Quintorius decks, even with something like Currency Converter out, aren't immediately diving to go get value out of their commander. Which, to me, is crazy. I think getting the 3/2s off of just, like, plussing with a Currency Converter out is crazy good.
Dig deeper.
They make a Spirit. And they can also tap this to put this into the graveyard and get a Rogue. Ghost Vacuum, that's going to be more Spirits. Alright, Word of Calling. I can go for X equals 3. And I shall. I could go for Azusa. I could go for Vitality. No, I'm gonna go for Azusa. Hey, you wanna see how many lands I can play? I'm gonna give you a hint, it's a lot. Hey, you wanna exile any of those lands out of my graveyard? You could. There's a lot of them, though. Ooh, Lotus Cobra. Yeah, I will use Castle Garenbrig, actually, since I am planning on spending all of this on critters. Lotus Cobra. Fetch land. Reclamation Sage does work. I'm actually a big fan of Chomping Changeling, slightly more because it's a 1-2 instead of a 2-1. And I use Haywire Might in pretty much every deck. But I don't need to get rid of these because I am ahead. More Moloids. More fun. Play that one from my hand. Get it in the graveyard. Oh, you thought you got rid of my only fetch? You don't even know. Yeah, we're gonna Crater Hoof Behemoth them this turn. Hugs Grizzly Guardian lets you play additional lands, puts cards in exile so you can use them up, and I think we'll be probably playing some landfall since you can play additional lands. I think Hugs is a pretty good just Gruul beater. It's a 4-mana 5/5 with trample that scales with however extra mana you have. I'll use my Kami of Bamboo Groves with this auto-sacrificing Broker's Hideout. That way I'll have a nice land in the graveyard. I'll gain a life in Thinna Forest out of the deck. You think Hugs will have some free hugs? Aww. Oh, how do you do turn 1 Kami of Bamboo Groves? It is their turn 1. They just gemstoned. I can play Mole Man here. I don't really think there's anything I'd want to finale for 1. And I will offer you a trade. Now, they have access to red, which means that they also have lightning bolts and abrades and chain lightning and all of those nice cheap pieces of removal that we do not have in this deck. Oh, Mole Man's an elk now. Good for him. I could finale for Haywire Might to free him, but I'm not sure if I care. I search my library for a nice 2-drop. This 2-drop lets me cast things like Primeval Titan. You made Mole Man stronger! Oh my god, it's Mole Man. Chat, watch out! It's Mole Man v Mole Man time. I'll go for Bossing Say. And Shifting Woodland. What can I turn into? Oh, a land. Great. It's the Mole Mantiverse. This is my Mole Mantasy. Oh, hi, Scraps. I didn't even know you were there. You were being so quiet. Up until you yelled and said, hello, I'm here. Scraps, would you like to be in the video? She says, here is my kitty cat. Nice Cavern of Souls. I wish I had a bunch of Moloids for my Mole Man. But no, nobody's gay for Mole Man. I see. I see. More. I need more. Let's go Alexandria. Oh, cool. They're gonna kill Primetime? That is fine with me. I'll whisper to beasties. Bring out a Dust Bowl. I can destroy one of the lands that would come in tapped. Since I have that Scalding Tarn they can loop. And I can either use this to turn into prime time to block, or I could just earthbend. I think I'd rather just earthbend. Could even earthbend and sacrifice the earthbent land if I had a landfall trigger to get. Library, yeah, I could Hydra of Alexandria. Nature's Rhythm for X equals 3. For Azusa, so they can replay from the graveyard over and over and over. You've seen me do this, too. Gee, I sure wish I had my Mole Man able to be Mole activated. What are you yelling about? If you earthbend a woodland and in response turn it into a creature from the graveyard, would it have haste? I think so. If it was like just fresh onto the battlefield. Yeah, I think so. Oh, let me get rid of that Azusa. Sure. Just keep swinging in with my Mole Man. While I don't know, keep thinning lands out of my deck, I guess. One Cabaret Courtyard and one, I was like, I already have fetches. I'm already the most fetch. And I will name Human! Everfellows is like, yeah, I'm already making you all the mana you could ever want. And more! They have only 2 life left because they've been using the fetch lands that cost life. But with a hoof on the top, it doesn't matter. That's going to be victory for their Mole Man over my Mole Man. Scraps, are you seeing this? Scraps, are you seeing this? She's like, yeah, man, you got Mole Man. It's like negative 200, right? It's negative a bit. 130. That seems good. Ygra, Eater of All. Going to take those lands and all those foods and all those critters and eat them all up. I have a way to get a land in the graveyard, but then nothing until turn 3. That's fine. Hopefully I will just draw another land and we'll go right for Enduring Vitality or maybe a Mole Man. All of it seems pretty good. I have like this on turn 2, the Sylvan Safekeeper, but she's not doing anything. Yeah, I like playing Ygra. Ygra's a good big kitty. She likes anchovies on pizza just like me. Cabaret Courtyard. Cabaret Cute Yard. Yeah, I feel like my my mole tokens will die and make Ygra huge. Since anytime any food gets munched up, she gets 2+1/+1 counters. They're saying, oh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Oh, hello. That's my commander, actually. What are you doing with my commander? I'll play the world's widowless Rafellos. Doesn't matter if he only taps for 1. That's all I need him for. Marionette Apprentice, when creatures leave on their side, it'll be a bit of drain of my life total. I'll play Mole Man. And just Cabaret Courtyard. I could have played the land first. This would have tapped for 2 and gone for like a couple different spells, but I like this just fine. Because I think next turn it's going to be maybe Sapling Nursery. They cultivate, getting land. They will have Ygra mana next turn. If I didn't have the Enduring Vitality coming up, I would block here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. World's littlest guy. And a Sylvan Safekeeper to protect me. And then suddenly Meathook Massacre, Toxic Deluge, all of those and more. Hi, Ygra. Yeah, I'm sure they have ways to give Ygra trample as well. I'm just counting out my mana. Okay. Nissa would also account for 2 more. Great. I'm gonna go Nissa, Cabaretti. Landfalls upon landfalls upon landfalls. Yeah, things that destroy all artifacts are very good with them. But I know what's very good with me. And it's doing what so many green decks do. It is finding our best friend, Craterhoof Behemoth. If you have it, you should use it. I can be bigger than Ygra. Just takes a little trample. Nice. What turn was that? 5? Not bad. Ishtola Knight's Blessed. Casting 3+ mana non-creature spells will drain my life and can get them some extra card draw. They can draw cards in my end step or their end step as long as a player has lost 4 life. So like if I hit them or if they hit me. I feel like I might want to just turn 1 crop rotation into Cavern of Souls because, well, counter spells are real, and not only can they hurt me, they're already hurting me. Simply the idea of them is hurting me. Cavern of Souls, and I'm going to name Human because Mole Man, despite his strange appearance, yeah, he is a human. And they're seizing my thinks. They dropped the Aftermath Analyst. I'm gonna play Kami of Bamboo Groves and bring in Bossing Say. That lets me play Mole Man and then immediately bring back the land from the graveyard. What's up, Bob? Somebody's asking, what is my opponent's avatar? That is Jin-Gitaxias. Yes, the things I could have thunk. What do I think of Namor? He was the second commander I brewed from this set. I think that he works very well with blue non-creature spells. You know what's awesome? When your opponent's Bob hits a dig through time. Like, seriously. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't nature beautiful? I sure think so. They did indeed kill the Mole Man. The man has been hit by football. Yeah, mill me! It was Earthbender Ascension. Kill them, Bob! Aw, it was a land this time. Yeah, they also paid for a dismember using their life total. Why even bother trying to kill my opponent when they'll kill themselves for me? A Moidorous cut. Taking out my tireless provisioner. The Nantucko lives. The Mole Mans. Just keep milling. I'll make some more tokens off Nantucko and Mole Man. And they don't want to pay any more life, because we've already got this settled. Black Cat, Cunning, Thief, or Wrench if you're used to playing against the Universes Within version. Black Cat is one of those very good Prime commanders that you can support with Mono Black control. You need to ramp up to 5 mana, but because she gives you very good card selection from your opponent's deck, you need to be ready to fight your own best threats. And I'll try to play some of my own best threats, like Bristly Bill, Spine Soa. Innocent Blood, goodbye, Bristly Bill. Not long for this world. Do have a Timeless Witness, but I'd rather just put it under the Ghost Vacuum to maybe bring back in the future. I don't really have anything I'd be doing off of these. It's just like, which one do I think they're killing more? Here, look, Mole Man. He's not doing anything. He's not a threat. I was 1 mana short of Lotus Cobra into it because this is not a regular fetch. This is one of the auto-sacrificing fetch lands. I don't think it's going to be all kill spells. It's also going to be some Planeswalkers and some ramp and some discard spells. But yes, in general, control. And maybe some crime. Ooh, Ygra, thank you for the sub. I will play Lotus Cobra into the River Tears Overlook. Get myself these little dudes, and I'm going to turn 1 mana into 2. The crop rotation, grabbing another fetch. I guess I could go Fabled Passage here. Yes, more 1/1s. Watch them just, like, Meat Hook massacre me. Wouldn't be the first time. Sure. Timeless Witness. Grab the crop rotation again. And chill on it, because I don't actually have a use for it here. Swing for 1. Is Gaia's Cradle in Arena? No, but it would go in this deck. Yeah, mole lands, mole problems. What did I just say for you to not have? This will actually cause them to get more life gain. But I need a more impactful card like Bossing Say or... Where is my castle? There it is, Castle Garenbrig. Yeah, it makes another Moloid. Saying called it. Sometimes you just know. Move my commander to the command zone. Yep. Yeah, that's like probably the best single card they could have had there. All right, I'm gonna put the Lotus Cobra under the Ghost Vacuum for future endeavors. And a Solar Transformer, more ramp. It is a land. And I have Mole Man back in play. Yes, unnerfed Meat Hook Massacre is why they're at 32 life right now. I think it's time you play Black Cat. Meow. He's not actually a cat. I don't really want to use Ghost Vacuum on this, but it wouldn't be bad. It's one of those things where it's like, I might get to 7 mana pretty fast. Hello, yes, what cards did you get? You play an Urborg. Urborg's actually kind of good for me. Urborg lets me, like, sacrifice these while they have their sack on the stack. Sacks on the stacks. I'm short on henging, so I could just crack Ghost Vacuum. Now we're gonna wait a turn. Cycle through a Fabled Passage, thin my deck, so I'm less likely to draw lands, because I did just draw a land. There, it's happened for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4. For Gaunty, more stealing from my deck. Yeah, we still haven't seen what they stole yet. What are the 2 cards? Funniest combination of cards they could have taken. Hawk and Ashaya. They've got 8 mana. 3 stolen cards? Oh, Gary. Well, that's just a lot of damage. I'm down to 14. They got a Tireless Provisioner. Yeah, that's a good card to have hit. Black Cat swings in. I do not have any interest in blocking. And I am going to actually slurp the Timeless Witness out of my graveyard. Ooh, Exploration. Where were you before, my friend? Okay, so I want to go Sacrifice. Here, I'll grab the Ghost Vacuum again. Into Fabled Passage. Make Mole Man big. Sure, he deserves it. Make Mole Man thick. The name of the game. We could be going for slightly additional mana using the Riveteer's Overlook. If it does it hold priority correctly? Somebody said it does. Oh, it does! Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, you used to have to put full control mode on. Sorry, I wanted to check it. Yeah, that's if you have, like, Urborg or Yavimaya out. The Very Great Henge. Cool. I'm not attacking with Mole Man, I don't think. But look, I can gain life. I can Mole Mans! Yeah, there's a bunch of, like, your own triggers you just can't respond to. Unless you put full control mode on. It's been getting better over time. I like my Incredible Flying Mole Man. Okay, so we know they've stolen Tireless Provisioner and 6. 6 with Scavenger's Talent seems good. You may... Oh my god, with Nykthos, they've had enough mana. Okay. So these all get +10/+10 in haste. And also they get, I'm gonna say Crabomination out of their deck. Modok! Modok just kills all my 1/1s. Meat Hook Massacre has been the MVP here. What's up, MODOK? Yeah, I'm dead. Pretty good. Good way to die. GG Black Cat, glad you could make good use of that deep search with your multitude of mana off Nykthos. It's, you know, it's always a problem when, like, the deck that's not mono green landfall has more mana. Ah, only negative 50 I was hoping for negative 69. GG Black Cat. Harris the Storm Spinner deals damage based on his power. He's got double strike and vigilance and is one of the best commanders, doing a little bit of is it tempo. I kept his hand because it's got a gemstone caverns, and I feel that that could be what I need to accelerate my way to victory. A Lumra's nice, a Scute Swarm goes wide, but Mole Man's already going wide. I'm gonna drop the Scuttlebugs. Turn 2, Broker's Hideout, get myself a land in the graveyard. Oh sure, I'll hold up a crop rotation. Lets me drop this forest and get a... I think I'll go for Cavern of Souls. Because I'm sure they'll have both counters and burn. That's a good surveil for them. Detective's Phoenix. Great card to, like, get out of the graveyard. Alright, so Cavern of Souls. I will name Human. Even though Scout hits multiple things in my deck. And so does Elemental. Not a bad turn 1. Yeah, they can't play this until turn 4. Also, I'll say Mole Man, probably just going to draw some removal here if I play it. So, I don't even know if I do play it this turn. I kind of want to wait until next turn. The advantage of playing it this turn is it means they're less likely to be able to deal with Ice Till Explorer. Tezzer's Reckoning, putting some cards into exile that they can use. Oh, I guess they can only use one of them. Looking for burn, looking for removals. The card from their 3 was Flooded Strand. Oh, can you get source material cards in MSH packs on Arena? I don't know if you can get them by opening packs, but I know you can draft them. I've gotten them in my drafts. Alright, we're gonna grab a land to go for Ice Till. I can play additional lands and play the lands from my graveyard and fill up my graveyard. Ice Till Explorer. What a card. Strix Serenade, actually, it's a bird. Completely fair. Yes, that's a bird. Next turn, I believe they have 12 damage that I can see. Just from a Harris plus Phoenix, since they have... Oh, they don't have enough to bestow the Phoenix yet. But they can still give a haste off the Lava Spur boots. And that would be 9 damage off of Harris. Make it more! I will chump block with a Moloid. And just a guess, they're gonna kill Mole Man. A tragedy in the making. My Mole Man, no! So painful to see such a young mole just killed. Valaged can bring that back. I guess we fight a Harris. They'd be able to play it again. Seems fun. Could also, like, bolt this in and go for a Shia. Would a Shia be big enough? I know Lumra would be kind of the goal of what to get to. We'll try this. Bridgeworks Battle, hitting a Harris. Spell Pierce. Both my lands come in tap, so there's no way I could have dodged that one. Is it sad? Hey. What do you mean you're playing things from the graveyard? That's what I do. I believe that does count for a Harris's trigger. Play to land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand. So yes, they have 9 damage. I'll go for Mole Man. I want to use that one. I want to use the ones in my graveyard. Get my landfalls. Get my little dudes. How much do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so they're off by 1 for the Felonious Rage. Or sorry, not for Felonious Rage, for Detectives. Phoenix. They can still get 3 damage, though. Is a Harris a bit strong? Yeah, in 1v1, this is one of those commanders that is an absolute powerhouse. It's a monster dual commander, ranked Brawl, and regular Brawl. So they went through this so they could increase the damage from this card and give it more evasion. So Detective's Phoenix is going to give +2/+2, haste, flying, all of that, and now it deals 15 a swing. What is a Moloid? They are subterranean creatures that Mole Man ends up commanding. They show up in a bunch of different comics. Give that Thieving Aven haste. Little less damage. Actually, yeah, only 1 less damage. But you get to steal! And they have lethal next turn. I guess Lumra's probably the pick here. I should play the Overlook first. Gains me an extra life. Yeah, because this is the only thing I have with Reach. Ooh, and look at all those lands! Damn, I wish Mole Man were here to see this. Lumra, be the biggest blocking gal you've ever seen. And since we know they can play a land from the graveyard, they have a way to trigger a Harris. Blazing Crescendo. That sure is a 7/6 with double strike. Make a triple strike. They have not yet played the thing they stole. Saying yikes? It's fine. Like, it's not good. I have to block a Harris or I die. But I can bring a Harris back. Or I can bring, sorry, Lumra back. I have to get the heist again. Yeah, won't have the Death Laser on end step. Not this turn. Well, they have fetched to the mountain that draws them a card. Those are my cards there. If I Bossing Say first, is that lethal? Assuming it actually resolves? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, Bossing Say on sure Cavern of Souls. Castle Garenbrig. Craterhoof Behemoth. We swing in. Yeah, I'll mill. Whee! They can prevent 2. I knew they wouldn't have a counterspell because they only have my spells. I'm so good at top decking cards. Just so good. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Mole Man is a mighty minion indeed. And I think that it's really fun to get to play mono green landfall that's not just Tifa, even though, honestly, it's close enough. Every landfall deck is kind of the same, but this one's one of those self-enabling nasty cards that's just good. I feel like Mole Man, kind of like Ice Till Explorer, is going to be one of the lasting, more valuable cards from this set. So if you have one in paper, that's awesome! And if you don't, I don't know, keep an eye on the price and maybe pick one up if you're somebody who likes landfall gaming. Would I like to have a Mole Man? Yes, and I actually opened one from one of my booster boxes, which is great. It's gonna go right into my Lord Windgrace / Gitrog Monster / Hearthhole deck. I kind of swap around what the deck is a lot because it's really fun to get to play it in any way. But I think that this deck is good, and I think that it has more interesting lines than Tifa, which is a bit more just like one shot, you finish them off, kind of like a combo deck. If you're looking for my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And I will say that there are some extra cards you can throw in here. There's more cards that double your landfall. There's more cards that synergize with playing things from the graveyard. This deck is fairly simple in how I built it. And I'd say that like the #1 card I like in this deck because it works well with all sides of the strategy is Court of Calling. Because you're going really wide off landfall, and it lets you find whatever it is you happen to need. I think the funniest thing you could probably do is like Court of Calling at instant speed into something like Ashaya to stop a Cyclonic Rift from bouncing anything but your tokens. You have options. So many options. And most of the time, yes, you are just going to win with Craterhoof Behemoth. But if it works, it works. That's why we do it. So thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.